Okay, today's video is about what questions should you ask before you sign on the dotted line and get the insurance policy, one of your major investments in terms of what you're doing in your industry. Now, why me? I'm not an insurance broker, but what I have seen is many times in trucking companies, when the accident occurs, the claim arises, or even during litigation, being caught off guard, being surprised because of things they hadn't asked initially. What we're going to talk about in this brief video is some of the questions you might want to consider asking. First off, in terms of trucking insurance questions, how responsive is the insurance company? Are they available 24/7? Are they ready to come to the response that you need in this world? Listen, we can rue the fact about those billboard attorneys out there ready to prey upon you. But here's the deal. We have an advantage none of them have, the advantage of immediacy. Nobody knows about that accident before we do. We aren't prepared, aren't ready to take advantage of it. We'll have squandered our greatest of assets. Is the insurance company that's pitching you ready, willing, and able to respond immediately? And in terms of their response, what's going to be the extent of the response? Are they going to do what is necessary post-accident? Look, we don't have to go Navarone on every accident. And youngins, you can Google Navarone to find out what that means. But we do need to respond with the requisite level of response. Requisite along the lines of what's the exposure? What's the risk? It is not a time to save money if you're going to be underprepared for this accident. And what about representation? Do you have any say in terms of who is going to be your attorney? I mean, are you going to be left with someone you've got to teach the difference between an ELD and a DVIR? Or can you choose somebody who, I don't know, has years of experience and has a CDL? Shameless pitch. But here's the deal. Most of the work that I do, the clients that I represent, are because they negotiated at the time they took out the policy the right to select counsel. Ask and see, do you have that right in what you're doing? Next question. Do you have any input into exposure? Hey, it's the insurance company's money. They're on the hook. They're the ones who will have to pay at the end of the day. But are you going to have any input in it? And not just in settlement, but in reserves. And in today's world where you have a big retention or a big deductible in order to keep the increases down, it's a vital effect. Or conversely, are they going to try to force you to pay within that deductible or even pay themselves with your money? The next thing is, what's their record? Do they try cases? That seems somewhat of an obvious question, but in today's risk world, you can't assume that. And if they don't try cases, what geographic or what courts don't they try them in? Because if it's where you run or it's where your headquarters is located, that's going to be a problem in terms of them not being willing to try a case. Finally, what references do they have? Who else has got their insurance and works with them? Look, you wouldn't hire the person on the pump line or your receptionist without getting insurance or without getting references and checking it out. Why can you make, or how can you make such a large investment as this policy without checking out other folks? And the references, what do you ask them? Rewind, go back to the beginning of the video. Hey, look, they're my thoughts in terms of questions you should ask for trucking insurance. Follow me on Transport Center on YouTube, on Substack, accident forums, social media. Join us for future videos. Thanks for being here.